going to point and say, Eligo says that stuff's good for you. He's going to look down and also grab the letter that he found before they left and open that and take a look at it. I think now's a good time to read it.
I guess Chloride's gonna sit there and sniff the bottle. It doesn't smell good. He's gonna gingerly put it down and go back to holding his head in his hands.
Sig picks up the bottle.
Oh no.
And gives a nice hearty swig and spits it out and throws the bottle as far as she can off.
Do any of us get seasick?
You know, I never thought of that. No, you're fine. I mean, I think
Roll for Constitution?
I think Colry might be in a bit of trouble after drinking all that rum. But
I didn't drink a lot.
well, you did give it some good hearty gulps, and you've never drank alcohol before, as far as I know, with your character.
True.
So where do we want to go?
What do you mean? Where do we want to go?
That Corin found. What does that say?
The note?
Yeah, the one that he found before they left.
Well, unfurling the small scrawl of paper, you read a little note that says, "Dear Eligos, we're currently waiting for Captain Daniels to get back from the administration sector. He hasn't returned. He was supposed to find the artifact. With it, we're going to find our way to the shores so we can meet back with Igrin to tell him what's happening. If you read this and start to panic, don't worry. Our boat is fully stocked with medicines, supplies, rations, and weapons just in case the seas defy us. We don't know much about the trinket, though, but all we do know is that it grants us safety. It shouldn't be long before we find the shore. Igrin needs to know what's happening."
Oh, wow. I guess Corin's going to, he's going to look slightly panicked. He's going to instantly note again and stuff it back in his pocket. And he's going to just go silent, sort of mentally questioning his demon as to why these people would know of its existence. And
oh, wait, hold on. Elgos is your demon's name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, that's like the first name that came to my mind right now. I'm not sure why. I'm sorry. It's not Elagos.
So if it's
Yeah,
okay, it's
sorry.
just a random person that he doesn't know.
Yeah, it's a random person you don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. He's going to show that note to everyone else.
What trinket? What are they talking about?
Corin's going to shrug.
Cora's gonna pat down his pockets, trying to find the amulet that he no longer has, and sigh.
Doesn't Sig have the amulet?
Yeah. Colride doesn't know that. He was knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, the little fucker tried to take it and tried to he tried to make a run for the ocean. Then you just Goomba stomped him.
Sig pulls out the amulet and holds it up to the sky and sees it shine, and like the sunlight like refracts through the crystal.
Yeah,
It's very pretty.
it is very pretty. As you do, you notice that the jewel shimmers a little bit in the light.
Sig throws it.
Um,
Not off the boat, like
Can-
just she throws it onto the ground.
oh, I'm thinking. Okay. Thanks.
Cora is gonna
had to
hear the clanging of metal on the wood, look up from his hands, look to the floor, see the amulet, and makes a grab for it.
Does anyone stop her?
Sig goes for the amulet and tries to grab it out of his hands.
Would you like to roll a grapple for that?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Orm is also going to cast Mage Hand and attempt to snatch up the amulet from the ground as well, and then bring it back to his actual hand.
What do I roll?
Athletics.
All right.
It's okay, just roll a 20. Wow, okay.
I was gonna
You know,
roll, but
I
don't
was
think
joking
could.
about the roll a 20 thing.
Hey, didn't you say that I should roll a 1 on that medicine check and then I rolled a 1?
You know, you're right. So, Sig tries to grab the amulet after realizing that she actually does want it after all, after just tossing it on the ground. But unfortunately, Korai is too slippery and just like snatches it before Sig can even notice it. And she
So-
like opens her hands and it's gone.
Here's what I do, actually. Sig makes a grab for it. I like do a whole tumble and like what's the thing called? Somersault across the boat. I am now over here with the thing in my hands. How do I do the thing? There we go.
Congratulations, you have defeated Sharing.
Cora's gonna stand up and hold it up. I found it first. What does it do?
Sig looks a little sad and she kind of and drops to the ground and then crosses her arms. Kind of like
What a big pouty baby.
Yeah, so as you hold the amulet in the air, the light refracts off of it into many different colors and, lights. And you notice that the jewel ripples a little bit. It slowly turns from red to a deep hue of blue, similar to the ocean around you. And it starts to ripple like the water does in a little pattern.
Cora's gonna get a better look at it and notice that it kind of matches how the water is looking. He's gonna go up to the side of the boat. Is it like low? Is the boat low or is it like a ship? Like if I lean over, could I dip the jewel in the sea?
It's not a big boat, but it is like a decently sized boat. It's not going to accommodate a huge crew. It's like a 10 to 12 person crew. It's supposed to be at least.
Okay, can I lean over the side and dip the jewel in the water?
No.
Depressing. Well, he's just gonna look out at the sea. Turn back to
Yep.
to-
Roll me perception as you do.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
You don't notice anything in particular.
Corm's going to hold up his hand and offer, like, let me try.
Korai's gonna make his way back over and put it in his hand.
With Mage Hand still active, he's going to bring the Mage Hand over and place the gem into that hand, and just going to let the hand gently dip into the water.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
now this is why we teamwork.
As soon as the jewel touches the water very distinctly ripples, and a cyan wave echoes out from it. And as far as you can tell, the wave goes out as far as the eye can see. And I would like you all to roll a perception check now. Jesus, you rolls fucking suck today. Oh, okay.
My somersault was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the only good roll you get today. You did it to look cool.
Listen, I jumped really, really hard.
Okay, so Shale, Corum, you two notice, unlike the other two, that the second the ripple touched the ship, that the ship quickly turned direction and started moving a little bit faster. You feel the wind against you a little bit more. And what are they called? What are these called again?
Sails?
The sails go completely still.
Wow.
Korai's still gonna be looking at the water, looking at the mage hand, being like, huh? That's boring.
After noticing the sails in the water, Corin looks to the both, and then he looks back to Korai and says, "No, don't you see? It's taking us somewhere." Sail, and it's just to show that there's no wind being put against it, yet they're moving to a place.
Korai's gonna look at the sails, eyes wide. And go, oh, shoot.
Coram's going to look out into the direction that it's taking them, see if he can see anything.
It would be a perception roll, but you don't notice anything on the horizon yet. As far as you can see, it's all just clouds and the horizon. Far, far behind you, you can still see Talania, but ahead of you, wherever the boat's heading, there's still no indication.
Coram shrugs and looks back to the others again and says, "I guess it's just a waiting game now." Going to just sit right back down and lean against the front of the boat and just, get a chill position.
So are you still just like dipping the thing into the water?
He's going to lift his hand, thereby raising the mage hand out, and then having it just hover about a foot above his own hand, open. He just lets it dissipate as the fingers open, and he catches the amulet.
The amulet falls back into your hands. The jewel, still vibrant blue and rippling wildly.
Coram smirks, finally happy that he's now on an adventure and actually doing something rather than just being in that boring hellhole of a place, wasting his life. Then he's going to slowly hold it up again to see the light reflect off of it in the sun. In admiration.
Korai's gonna get in close and look at it too. Squinting.
And as you
Sig's
two,
looking over as well, but she's pretending that she's not interested.
As you two gaze into the jewel, and it's the pattern of the water inside it, something starts to take shape in the light that reflects off the jewel.
Corum's going to sit up from his relaxed position and look at the jewel more closely.
Colruy's gonna poke it. He's gonna poke the gem right in the middle.
As your finger touches the gem, the light immediately breaks coming off the jewel, and it reflects no longer. The pattern completely stills, and you see the shape of a creature within the jewel rush it and bang its hands on the inside. The amulet shakes a little bit, and you see nothing but the glowing eyes of the shape inside the jewel as it screams something in a foreign language that you can't understand.
Colruy's gonna remove his finger and back the fuck up. What the heck?
Corum's going to, his eyes widen in interest, and he's going to cast languages and hear what it's saying.
Oh man, I remember we had a secrets channel when we wanted to tell someone something in secret. Back when
It's where is it?
There's another voice chat.
Yeah, it's Sneaks.
Sneaks? Where?
Yeah. It's a voice channel.
I don't see it. What?
Do you see it now?
Oh, hold on.
Well,
Haha, I'm free. Fuck that guy. I mean, he could have just, like, taken him into any of the 3 other empty voice chats, but
nah.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't see the Sneaks channel. Sorry, I didn't see the Sneaks channel at least. Is it
that's
supposed to be hidden in
weird.
here?
No.
Oh, yeah, I can't
I'm
see it.
still
I don't know
chilling
why.
there.
Yeah. Wait, you can see it?
Yeah.
I can see it too.
Why can everyone but me see it?
I don't know. There you go.
I'm a fucking mod.
Gray, can you drag him into it? Like his
I
name?
can. I just added him so that he should be able to go in there now.
Oh,
I thought he could already because he was an admin.
How's everybody's quarantine?
Oh, it's the best. Playing Animal Crossing, not having a job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty cool, pretty cool.
How about you?
I went through all my clothes yesterday.
Oh yeah. How was that?
Just, like, crawled around in him?
Yeah. I put them all out on the floor and I just kind of rolled around.
Hey,
Sounds
that's
like a
what
good
I
time.
do, but I only have, like, 4 pieces of clothing, so it doesn't work very well.
You poor thing.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of clothes that I never wear.
Yeah, same. I should probably do the same. I'm moving downstairs anyway, so now would be a good time.
I have many clothes that I don't wear, but over time I am more able to wear as I get less fat again. So the more weight I lose, the more clothes I can wear.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
What was I gonna say? Oh, great! Did you get the apartment?
No. So we were super blindsided. The dude wanted he wanted last month's rent as a deposit right when we saw him. Um, despite him knowing the fact that we're students
Oh
and
wow.
probably don't have money. Um, so we told him no. So now we're staying here and I'm moving downstairs.
All right.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
like standard practice, though.
So how Jim did it with us was we didn't have to pay first and last until like our first move-in day. Like this guy was asking for last month's rent, which was $1,600, 2 months early.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah,
god.
okay, that's a little fucky.
Yeah, that's what got us. Yeah, so we said no.
All right.
Yeah, at least now I can say I'm going to have lived in 3 different rooms in this house, which is weird.
I'm sorry, did I hear Aragon talking?
No, that was just the wind.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Man, the
Actually,
wind's a noisy
sorry.
cunt.
You right.
Yeah.
Quorum's eyes are going to widen even more. He's going to look up to the others and point at the jewel and say, someone or something is trapped inside here. And whoever it is, they're very pissed off. Or he's going to say they're very angry. And he's going to look back down at the jewel and tilt his head again and say, I know because this is a spell that I've been trying to study a long time for. It's a very high-level warlock spell called Imprisonment, where you can imprison someone into a jewel, or a gem, or any other small object like this. So something's inside here. And he's going to hold it up again to try and show the others.
Cora is
Sig-
gonna. Oh,
Sig holds out her hand.
The figure within the jewel once again slams its fists against
No,
the
as
surface
in like a give
from
it.
inside. Oh, what?
Quorum's going to look very uneasy about it.
Cora is gonna sigh,
to-
knowing.
But he's going to place it in. He's going to place it in Sig's hands anyway.
As he does, Cora is just gonna be like, "You cannot throw this, okay?"
Sig was just winding up throwing it. Dobbs places it in Colrai's hand.
Oh. Cora is gonna hold it up between the two so they can both look at it and poke the gem again.
Can I roll Arcana to see if I can figure out what's going on at all?
Yeah, the figure within the gem snarls with rage and pounds its fists against the inside again and jolts the amulet a little bit as you poke it and just pass it around. You can roll Arcana.
Oh boy.
Yeah. You can't really tell what's going on here. It's definitely magical. I mean, things don't just get inside jewels for no fucking reason, but it's whatever manner it happened in is simply far beyond you at the moment.
Cora is gonna turn to Corum and just, is it evil? What is it? What's in here?
Quorum's going to shrug and say, I can't tell, but again, it's very angry.
Did we figure out what language it's speaking?
Thought about that, and no, we do not know what the language is.
You can just understand it.
Yeah.
We've decided that the spell lets you understand the literal words they say, so it translates it into something that you can understand, not necessarily let you understand the language itself.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I decided that. I'm God.
Quorum's going to shrug and say, the only way we could tell is letting it out, and I'm not so sure that's a great idea.
no, we're definitely not doing that.
Arm's going to relax back in his chill position and just continue to wait for the boat to get to where it needs to be.
Colruy's gonna think for a second, still just looking at this gem with this. What does the creature look like? Do we know, or do we just like only see its eyes because they're glowing?
Against the cyan background of the ocean hue within the jewel, you see a humanoid silhouette with the eyes glowing a dark blue and still angrily yelling in a distinctly feminine voice.
Colruy's gonna put it on.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's still yelling.
Colruy's gonna put it in his pants. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Colruy's gonna poke it a few more times as it's just on him, seeing if it does anything.
It shakes a little bit from the pounding from inside the jewel every time you poke it, but other than that, nothing really happens.
Cool, he's gonna stop poking it. He's just wearing it now.
All right. So Corm's just waiting. Are any of you doing anything?
Sig is going to clean her battle sword axe thing. What is it? Great sword. That's it.
Yeah, greatsword. All right.
How
Yeah, I
long
guess
until
we're all-
With
they-
the what was it? Bloody pie and rum soaked rag.
Yeah.
bloody pie and what the fuck?
Oh my god.
I know you picked up a rag from the food sector, but what's the pie for?
I don't remember. Does anybody
I
else?
think we got pie on it from the food, and then I think I soaked up some of the blood with the towel when we killed them,
Oh.
or I draped
And
it
then-
over one of the dead guys.
Yeah, and then you soaked up some rum.
Yeah. It's like a giant handkerchief.
You lifted it, Cora.
Oh yeah, it was whipped at me.
I'm gonna put it in my equipment.
I'll take it out of my inventory.
It's a weapon of psychological destruction.
Yeah. Aragon, you've been typing in there for like the entire time now. It's starting to piss me off.
You're gonna stop.
Zane, about you.
Have you just like accidentally put a space in there and just forgot to delete it? Is that what's happening? Don't answer that, I'll ban you. Oh, there he goes.
Banned.
Pie,
Okay.
blood, and rum soaked towel. Done.
Okay. Sig cleans her weapon.
With
Corin
with the
just-
towel.
Yeah, with the towel, with the bloody pie and rum soaked towel.
Yeah.
Does
Corin
Corum
just
have
hangs out,
does,
I assume.
does Corum have enough time to get in a quick rest before they arrive to wherever they're going? That's best slot.
You can just try and do things, and we'll see what happens. I'm not telling you can't do things.
I will attempt to do a quick rest before they get there, but he has no clue how long it's going to be, so he's just going to try it.
We already had a quick rest.
I thought we had a long one.
You had, well, it was a long rest for Shale
Yeah.
because she's an elf. Does Shale do anything?
Speaking of quick rest, I'm gonna take another quick trance so I can get my spell slot back.
Okay, so everyone's just chilling out at this point.
I'm gonna work on imbuing my deck. I was about halfway through at one point, so I'm gonna try and finish that up. It takes 8 hours, so I've got 4
Okay.
left.
All right. Can you just pick up where you left off? I'm not sure if that's a thing
We
that was established.
we decided, yeah, because it's supposed to be like a process.
Okay. So, in that case, you're all busy and doing things and just resting and all that general stuff. Um, the boat continues to go along its designated path. The wind beats against the sails uselessly, for the sails do not flail or move at all. But the boat is still moving along the ocean at a steady speed. It seems to have picked up a little bit since you have checked out the amulet. And for the next 16 hours, you sail along, just chilling out, enjoying your ride, feeling the cool ocean air against your faces, and enjoying your rides. Uh, After 16 hours and a little nighttime phase, slowly the sun starts to rise from across the horizon on a cloudless day. The water's dark, but slowly, uh, the light slowly hitting it, giving it an orange hue as it slowly becomes morning. And I would like you to roll perception checks. Ooh, gray, shale, uh, Corum. As the sun finally rises and brings a little bit of light to the dark ocean around you, on the horizon, towards where the boat is heading, as far as you can tell, you notice just the faintest speck of green slowly becoming a rising landmass. And around you, the waves start to increase in size a little bit.
Cora's gonna hang out at the front of the boat with Corum, and just stare out at the growing landmass. Like, whoa. If you hold Alt, you can move it wherever you want.
Yeah, it doesn't get aligned to a grid if you hold Alt. Do any of you do anything?
Uh, is the boat still going towards the island?
Yeah, it's still speeding along.
Corum's just gonna watch the waves a little bit. Notice that they're getting a little more intense, but just he's gonna keep going, keep staring, hoping that they'll get there soon.
Yeah, as you do, the waves increase in size a little bit. You notice the boat starts skipping just a tiny bit as it very slowly approaches the landmass upon the waves until finally, after a few minutes, the waves just completely flatten out. And peering into the ocean, you notice a little shadow beneath the waves, slowly becoming 2, and then 4, and then 8.
That's unsettling. Well, I guess Corm's gonna back away, and he's just gonna say something's down there. He's gonna just move to the center of the boat a little bit more.
Cora's gonna grab a card and flick it, hoping it'll cut through the top and down towards the shadows, kind of like as if they were like aiming a bow into the water and shooting.
Yeah, roll an attack roll.
Both.
Cool. Yeah, you toss your card into the water, and as you do, after a second, the shapes steadily split up, the shadows under the water, spreading out a little bit before disappearing completely.
Cora's gonna dust his hands together. Well, that takes care of that.
After a few seconds, to the side of the boat, the shadow grows once more, and you notice it increase in size a little bit steadily as you do, until finally it breaches the surface. A large fish-like creature leaping out of the water beside, following alongside the boat. And it's followed by another, and another, and another still. Several large fish-like creatures bounding up and leaping through the water beside you, like dolphins, following to your sides behind you. One of them even leaping over your boat.
Sig readies her crossbow.
Seeing these guys do a neat trick jumping over the boat, Cora's gonna go to the edge of the boat, watch them swimming along, and do a card trick. Just frickin' what's it called? Just shuffling them like in his hands by like putting them like sending them through the air and stuff. Like the kind of shit you do with like a fake deck of cards.
Yeah. Roll performance.
Oh boy, here's my time. Oh, not that great, but I have a +6 modifier.
Man, all your rolls are fucking shit today, guys. What's up? What's happening?
Sig is loading her crossbow and she's gonna shoot at one of the fish things.
Okay. You just barely miss one of them.
Cora's gonna whip his head around. Don't!
Sig stops loading the next bolt.
Corm's gonna stifle a laugh.
Yeah, you do your little card trick, and as you do, from the fish that are leaping beside you and, just following along your boat, you hear several sets of very distinctly human sounding giggling.
Don't like that.
Loving the attention and the laughter, he's gonna do another trick. Just as mediocre as the last one.
Well, lucky for you, these fish are easily amused and they're loving it. The giggling steadily turning into hearty laughter from the fish beside you. the laughter becoming muffled as the fish dive under the water and leap right back out. The landmass on the horizon creeps just a little bit closer as you do.
I'd like to cast Druidcraft so that one of the fish things jumps through a tiny rainbow.
Riley, that's pretty fucking gay.
That's so cute.
Oh shit, you're right.
I keep forgetting I can add my charisma modifier to anything concerning my cards. So, one more trick with a +3.
Wow.
Another 11.
Yeah, you do your trick. Riley creates her little rainbow for the fish to leap through, and the laughter turns into hearty laughter, and you can hear that they're just loving it, the fish beside you. One of them leaps through the little rainbow that Shale sets up for it, and it flops directly onto the deck of the ship. And
Stig runs for it and grabs it.
okay, and it just kind of flops there, laughing at just constantly flopping around on the ship as if trying to contain its laughter.
Flopping around in Sig's arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sig, you try to pick it up and roll me athletics.
Oh, baby, will I?
Oh!
I'm going
Fucking
catch that
Superman.
bitch, boy.
Yeah, the fish is about the same size as Kolrai. It is a very large fish, and as you pick it up and hoist it up, you notice that it has several sets of eyes around its head and a fish-like mouth filled with rows of very sharp-looking teeth. On
That
its
is
sides, on its sides are three very human mouths that are open with laughter.
What the hell is this?
I was wrong. I'm here for this. I'm here for the human fish. I'd like to roll animal handling to make it my friend.
Oh, God.
No!
You slap it.
Your attempts at placating it fail. The mouths that were once rife with laughter slowly turn upside down into a frown,
Oh no.
and the laughter around you stops.
Sig throws it off the ship as far as she can.
Yeah, it flops down into the water, and it is not seen again.
Wait, can I see how far I throw it?
Yeah, sure.
Damn it.
Like just
Yeah,
over
you-
the side.
Yeah, you
Like a
try.
freaking
Yeah, you try to toss it as far as you can, but unfortunately, your form was a little wrong, and it just didn't. It like flopped off the side, but not before one of those mouths gives you a little bite
Ow.
and gives you ocean tetanus.
Damn it.
Oh?
Take 3 damage. Also, I assume all of you were like long rested.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wait, long rested, does that mean I get all my health back?
Yeah, I think so. I think long rest gives you all your health back and slots and all that shit. I would like you all to roll perception.
Why are my rolls so bad?
Oh no.
Wow.
Rip.
Gray is Kolrai is too focused on the fish around her to notice anything else that's happening. Corim and Sig are similarly just too occupied. Shale, you give it a look around you and you notice from the landmass ahead of you that you see a ship that's between you and it. And you notice that it's turning to head towards you.
I quickly point out the ship to the others.
Um. Well, shoot. What do we do? Cora's just gonna be very sad about the fish friends. Goodbye. They liked his tricks.
Well, the fish are still like swimming beside you. Like they're still leaping at the water next to the ship. It's just that the
Okay.
one just like flopped under and didn't come back.
Depressing. Cora is gonna shrug at the ship coming for them. One more trick. Hell yeah!
Yeah. You had a stiff crowd after what Riley did, but after that trick, they are just loving it again. The laughter is more strong than ever. They are just chortling and laughing and giggling. It won't stop, actually. It just gets louder and louder. And 2, 4, 8 more fish join you. You have a whole row. You have rows of fish swimming along you. Human-sized fish that leap over your ship from time to time and follow behind you.
I have an army!
I don't think there's much we can do.
I am sorry for blowing my nose.
Corona.
He's got the corona. Quarantine him. Scrub him down. Hi, Joey.
Cora's gonna yell out to the tons of fish now. Can you understand me?
The laughter stops dead.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. Cora's then going to flash them all a thumbs up and turn to everybody else. Do we know how to turn this thing?
Coram shrugs and looks to
Um,
Shale.
Sig goes over to one side of the boat and jumps.
Like, what is she trying to do?
Turn the boat.
Oh,
Like a
yeah.
skateboard?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and jump. You give it a good jump, and the boat rocks a little bit as you do, but it is steadily fixed on its course. And slowly, you start to hear a word repeated from the fish around you: the queen, the queen, the queen. They all steadily chant it, their voices rising as they chant this word, the queen. And the boat that was approaching you takes a sharp, it's started to, like, it's gotten very close. It's within like 100 meters. And it's taken a sharp left turn to like get alongside you. It's trying to go the same way you're going now. It's still pretty far away.
So it's like coming at us from an angle.
Yes.
Cora's gonna hear the fish and yell out, "Who's your queen?"
They chant it a little louder now. They don't stop.
Do we even know what a queen is? Did our society have concept of a monarchy?
You know, that's a good question.
It is.
I would say that yes, you do know what a queen is.
Craw's just gonna shrug. They won't. They won't stop saying it. They won't answer him. He's gonna turn to look at the oncoming boat, and I guess just wait.
Yeah. As the boat approaches, a figure stands up to gets up onto the mast of the ship, or not the mast, the very front of the ship. Is that what the front of the ship is called? The mast?
No, the mast is what holds up the sails.
Okay.
It's
They're
Just
going
him
to-
on top of that.
Either
Yeah.
bow or stern, one of those.
He stands up on the very front of the ship, and he waves as hard as he can at you. Oh, did we lose Gray?
Yeah, I accidentally hit the back button. Korai's gonna wave back.
I'm just
Uh,
gonna tilt his head in confusion.
You hear him yell something. You hear his voice, but you're not sure what he's saying.
Korai's gonna cup his hands around his mouth and scream, "What?"
Sig yells back, but just like an but like.
You see the stout figure cup his hands over his mouth and yell, "Get off the ship!"
Korai's gonna tilt his head. Why?
Corm's gonna look down into the water at all of those chanting fish.
He's going to yell, "We're coming! Just wait! The Moloch is coming!"
Oh,
Sig picks up her greatsword, her heavy crossbow, and dives into the water.
Does Sig know how to swim?
No,
so I just gonna drink.
I think we went over this before, and I didn't remember it until you asked me just now.
Would you like to rethink your action?
No.
You jump into the water.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're just gonna kill yourself.
You said
So
get
you-
off the boat. Like.
That's
So
all
you-
Sig knows.
So you've chosen death. Okay. So Sig jumps off the boat.
Can we try to prevent that?
Would you like to try and grab Sig?
I guess. Yeah, Corm's gonna try to grab Sig. Oh man.
Roll me athletics. Whew. You grab Sig's arm just as she's about to leap off the fucking ship.
You said to jump.
The boat gets a little bit closer now. And the man, he grabs a rope and he tosses it down the side into the water.
Well, now that Korai sees a way onto their boat, he's gonna make sure he's got everything and then also jump into the water.
Oh my god.
He's gonna make a swim for the rope.
All right. All of you roll me perception real quick.
Oh no.
Wow.
All of us are dumb.
Yeah.
For once, Gray and I had okay rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sig, Kolrai, you notice that the fish, they steadily start to disappear and they dip under the water and don't come back up. and the water starts to darken around the ship.
Oh, well, this is why we know this. We are in the water.
I'm not in the water. Cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Corn frickin' yoinked me.
Well, I'm in the water. And I'm swimming for the rope.
Get the
Yeah,
rope.
the ship closes in a little bit more. It's now within like 20 to 30 meters of your ship, and it's much larger. And you notice that a very busy crew is manning the ship. Uh, you notice rows of cannons on the top and middle part of the what is it called? Just the ship. Like cannons are poking out of the top and the middle of it, and you notice that cannonballs are being lifted around it. The man holding the rope yells again, "Quick, get on! There's not much time."
Yeah, Colrai's gonna start climbing up the rope. Gonna see the cannons and stuff. Just be like, would you rather be on that boat while they're shooting that? And he's
Sig is
climb
gonna
up.
try and get out of Corn's grip.
And Corm's just gonna let him go. I thought she was gonna drown.
I mean, she probably is. Sig jumps back into the water.
Okay.
Corm's also gonna do that.
Jill's gonna get in the water too. Reluctantly.
All right. So I assume you all try to swim for the rope, but Sig doesn't know how to swim. So how's that going to work?
Can you use Mage Hand on
Uh,
Sig?
Sig's not really a
No.
thinker.
Mage Hand can only lift 5 pounds. Well, think of it like this: if you toss a baby in the water, they usually learn to swim.
Yeah.
They
Or at least
figure it
float.
out.
Okay, here we go.
So, Sig, roll.
She's also carrying a mace, a sickle, a greatsword, and a heavy crossbow.
Yeah, she's pretty
So-
fucking heavy. So hey, how about this?
Roll to see if you can swim.
No,
Yeah.
I got this.
You got this.
So Corm is going to call over to Kolrai to let go of the rope. Then he's going to cast Mage Hand to grab the rope and bring it over to him, and then he's going to hand it to Sig before she before she sinks down too far, and then just says climb.
And
Yeah.
Colrai's still Colrai, I'd say, is about halfway up the rope by now. He'd been climbing. He'd been new. So the Mage Hand can just grab the bottom. of the
Okay,
rope.
so yeah,
Yeah,
he's
the-
just gonna grab the rope and pull it over.
The man sees what you're trying to do, and he like lowers down a little bit more rope so he can reach over to where Sig is. And you notice a few crew members grab onto the rope behind him to keep it steady for you. The water around your boat becomes a little more dark every second.
So they sent down a second rope. You said?
No, they lowered down the rope.
Oh, just a bit more. Okay. Well, once Sig is far enough up on the rope, Corm's gonna start climbing as well.
Okay, I need to do this now because I don't think I will have another chance to do it in the near future, and I just found out today that I could do it. I used Wild Beast and transform into a seahorse because Shale doesn't know how to swim.
Instincts take over.
Just like a small seahorse.
Yeah,
Okay, like a real size seahorse.
yeah.
Okay.
Looks so small.
And hopefully one of you are able to just carry her or something while you're in the water.
Sig scoops her up.
Thank you.
Come here, rat.
I saw that I can transform into a seahorse today. I was like, I'm never going to use that. But now I can.
Average height of an adult seahorse is 6 to 14 inches.
So
Small.
could be very small. You could be like a foot tall. How does it feel being that small?
Being in Sig's arms, it feels very great.
Are you suffocating right now?
I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Yeah, so once you're all steadily holding onto the rope, they start to pull you on board. And after a good amount of heaving and hoeing, since you're all pretty fucking heavy combined, they manage to pull you all on board the top of the ship. And the man who waved you down, he crouches over one of you and he says, "Are you all right?"
Sig shakes his hand.
While you're shaking his hand, I transform back.
Well, he's a little confused, but he shakes your hand in return.
Cora's gonna stand up, very upset that his clothing is all wet, and start wringing out his clothes and
Form-
sigh.
Orm doesn't answer. He turns around to look at their boat and see what happens if the water keeps getting darker.
Listens to him. Oh,
Perception.
Yeah, the man, he just shakes his head a little bit and he says, "Well, you all seem to be all right, but you all need to get to the lower level of the ship, the middle. The Moloch is coming, and we need to be able to fight it off. We don't want to get you in the crossfire."
the what now?
Have you ever been out to sea?
No.
Cora is gonna shake his head. We've literally never left our city. We didn't know there were others.
He tilts his head in confusion and he just shakes it again. He's like, "Well, it doesn't concern me where you've been, or how long, or how many times you've come out to sea. It doesn't really matter. What matters now is that you get to the lower level. The Moloch is coming, a grand aquatic beast that swallows ships whole. And we need to fight it off before it arrives. Those delics that you saw, the strange fish, they're harbingers. They mock it, and with their laughter, they signal the Moloch to come and destroy the ship. You've been on a doomed vessel for a little bit now.
Those damn fish. Cora's gonna toss his hands up in the air but start heading down to the lower deck.
Jill's gonna
Uh,
follow.
Corm's going to look at this man and say, if it eats ships, then why are we still on a ship? Why aren't you guys heading back towards the island?
He says to you, "I'll explain that once we're back, but right now, we need to make a U-turn back. We need to get back to the isle.
Okay,
There's a fort that offers us safety on the land, and we need to get there now. But at the moment, there's no way we can outrun the Moloch." And
Corm follows the rest of them.
as
Sig-
you're about to come down the steps, the boat lurches a little bit. It shakes in the water, and huge ripples in the water appear as they crash against the boat that's submerged. The part of the boat submerged in the water, and the boat that you were just on slowly starts to rise out of the water as the large, slithering back of a creature lifts it out for but a moment before sinking back down. And you hear the man that you just talked to yell, "Full speed ahead!" And the boat lurches no more.
Sid goes to the edge of the big ship and waves goodbye to their other ship and says, "Goodbye, shit."
Oh no.
And then as she's walking towards the below deck, she pats the guy's shoulder and says, "Good big shit, you got it." And then continues down to the below decks.
He's too busy hauling ass over to the cannons to pay much attention to you, but he just
Okay.
furrows his eyebrows a little bit, and he tries to get you going on your way.
Are there any windows in the lower deck? I'd assume not.
There's little windows for the cannons to shoot out of. They're like poking out the sides. And you notice that there's a lot of hustle and bustle down here as people arm cannons, and there's a few ballista down here that are aiming out of the side.
Chloride doesn't want to get in the middle of all that mess. He's gonna head off to a not busy corner and try to dry himself, mumbling and grumbling about his poor clothes.
How about the rest of you?
We're just below decks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And Gray, you said you've got like wet clothes.
Yeah, we were all in the water.
Oh,
Trying
right. I forgot about that. Shut up. I forgot, okay? Saying goodbye to my shit. Sig gives Colruyt the pie, blood, and rum towel.
Chloride's gonna politely decline. Just
Wow,
continue
okay.
to wring out his clothes. There's some blood on it and pie.
And rum.
Yeah.
Orm's going to repeatedly cast Presto on his clothes one by one to clean them instantly.
I think
Orange special.
I think you know how some spells have like you have to prepare for them or whatever?
Mhm.
I think the preparation for prestidigitation is you have to actually say it. You have to say it and pronounce it correctly.
That's
And
pretty
if
funny.
you do it correctly, you can use it, I guess. That's just something that's
We
popped
don't
into
make
my
the
head.
rules.
Yeah, that's just
That's just how it be.
Really do be like that sometimes,
So he just says prestidigitation.
no.
No, he
One
says
more
Presto
syllable in
Majesto.
there.
What?
Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
There you go.
Ain't magic magical?
I'm gonna look at the rest of the gang and be like, should we help him? He saved us. And even if the water monster comes, grass type is strong against water type, so I think I'll be okay.
Chloride's gonna shake his head and kind of just point out to everybody, look, they're all busy. They know what they're doing. We'd get in the way. Let's just wait till things die down.
Corin goes over to one of the ballistas and just looks at it, trying to figure out how it works just by looking at it.
One of the men who are currently loading and planting ammo beside the ballista, he holds his hand up to you and he says, "Don't get too close now. You never know when we're going to need this. And we can't have you messing it up. Guest of the ship as you are."
Okay.
So I guess we can't do anything.
I didn't mean to click that, sorry.
Corin shrugs and says, looks to the others and says, "Yeah, I guess we're not supposed to do anything." He goes and leans against the wall.
As you rest and you relax on the ship, you hear a very loud and low, what? Gunshot, it sounds like. Yeah, you hear the very loud groan of a very large creature as the ship rocks once more. And I want you all to roll a constitution check.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, so following the loud noise, the ship gets very powerfully rocked as something slams into the side of it from below. And Colry and Corum, you managed to keep your footing a little bit. You managed to keep from being flung around too much. Sig, you slam against a wall as the sudden movement propels you into it, and Shale, you fall over and slam your head directly into the floor before being jerked around a little bit more and going flat against the wall. And you take a little bit of damage from that. It's only 6 damage. It's fine.
I was wrong. Grass isn't strong against water.
You hear the men yell around you as cannonballs are lit. And you hear the firing of cannons as well as screaming from upstairs or the top floor of the ship. You hear men giving out orders. Another slam against the ship. Rocks the boat a little bit as cannons are fired. And you hear laughing once more.
Oh. Oh shit. Oh, oops! I did not mean to click that.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy.
So everybody on the ship is just attacking this, just
Yeah,
trying not to fall.
yeah, yeah. You see people stumbling around a little bit as uh, the ship is rocked by something large slamming against the side of it. You see them loading the cannons and firing them off. And you hear the clashing of metal upstairs as you hear cannonballs being fired, ballistas being shot.
Flashing a metal. Colrai's gonna head back. Is it like a ladder that leads up and down the decks?
It's like a large staircase.
Okay. Colrai's gonna head back up just to like peek up at what's happening above deck.
Yeah, so just one moment. Just a single moment, please.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. All right, so as you peer above to the top deck, you see the man who hoisted you back onto the top of the boat as he stabs one of the fish. And you see other people around the ship who are also holding swords, who are attempting to light the cannons. You see the delics that were previously mentioned, the fish with mouths, that have leapt onto the boat and have started biting and attacking some of the crew members. Some with swords clutched there. Some of the delics have the swords of crew members clutched in their mouths and have bitten off the tips of the swords as they writhe around on the ship. And the man, he looks over to you and he yells at you to get down or get back down to the bottom of the ship before two massive tendrils slam down onto the ship in front of you. And one of the green tentacles just completely flattens one of the crew members under it, and in a spurt of blood, you see him just get pasted straight through the ship. The wood cracks under him as he's sent to the bottom floor. And another one lands directly in front of the man who hoisted you up onto the ship. And it pins him down.
I want to hop over the first tentacle to the guy getting flattened who helped us up. And I want to use my longsword with both hands to slash at the tentacle holding him down.
You successfully managed to hit the creature.
For damage.
Yeah. He doesn't dig in very deep, but the creature does feel the bite. And you see the tentacle writhe a little bit and rise, just enough for the man to get his leg out from under it and to back up. But its grip is still steady on the ship. Just a second.
Okay.
Some guy got killed.
Rep to him, but I'm different.
Special. Get over here. So you guys are, everyone but Colrye is just hanging out down here, right?
I can't see shit. It's all black.
It's all black. Go down a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so Colrye is the only one who's headed to the top, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
for
go
the rest of
too.
you are just hanging out down here. Okay. So Colrye, you find yourself up here.
Oh, okay.
And you are right here.
Give me a sec. Well,
Yeah. So as you slash the creature, the tentacle writhes a little bit as you hear another loud, deep roar, rumbling the waves of the ship around you. And a little bit more of the creature rises out of the ocean as the tentacles start to encircle you a little bit. And Shale, if you're going to come up here, you might want to do it now, because I'd like you to roll for initiative.
amazing.
Party members go upside. Orm is also going to do.
Would this at all be a good place to stop the night?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, it's 10
seems like
o'clock.
a good spot.
Yeah, I was just about to say, is it getting a little late for you, Boo?
A little bit, yeah.
You disgustingly responsible person.
Yeah, that's me.
You... Well, in that case, we will leave it at the cusp of a fight with a giant sea monster.
Okay, great.
Amazing.
I'm free.
No, you're not. Get back in your fucking cage.
You
Fuck
say
you.
that. You say that, but no, how do I do it? Oh,
You're
there we go.
failing
Bye.
to be dramatic. You failed your drama. You failed. You took too long.
Get muted.
You forget your place.
I'm gonna head out.
All
See
right.
ya, Maddie.
Okay.
Bye, Riley.
See ya.